I noticed a great phrase on your website. Some people see the future and see a threat. Innovators see the same future and see opportunity. I would imagine that some folks attending today might be in the former camp, not the latter, and in particular might be thinking about the idea of stranded assets. But you have a massive global client list with clients like Macquarie, Black and Veatch, Dominion Energy, PG&E, the World Bank. How do you respond? What have you seen?
You have to understand what I do is I get to spend time with a lot of CEOs and a lot of global organizations, and they're telling me what they're doing and what they're seeing and what they need to do to move their teams forward. And the issue of stranded assets is a really good question. And I can share with you some of the things I've seen. Look, I was at an energy conference in Houston. The CEO of one of the world's largest energy companies was on the stage before me. And what he said to everybody in the room was, look, oil is over, carbon is over, it's done. It's not because we're running out of carbon and oil and that gas, and we've gotten really good at getting it out of the ground with shale and all these other alternative methodologies. No, oil is over because we do have so much momentum with renewables and grid and energy and batteries. So I think part of the message I'm seeing on stranded assets is there are those in the infrastructure world who recognize that things are shifting, and they're recognizing they've got to pick up the speed at which they shift with it. I was with Dominion Energy, which is one of the largest energy utilities in the U.S. East Coast, serving millions and millions of customers. Board of directors meeting, and someone in the board meeting said, well, maybe we should be in the business of electrified roads. Maybe we as an energy utility should disrupt ourselves before we are disrupted. I mean, I'm seeing those kind of encouraging signs where they realize that perhaps there's a stranded asset with the old infrastructure that is in place, and that what they've got to do is they've got to pick up the pace in terms of moving into this next future. I've seen organizations, Black and Veatch, who are talking, how do we turn our construction methodology upside down? And that directly leads into what we might be able to do with social housing. I've seen utilities, who have admitted we're just insurance companies now, providing energy when wind and solar and renewable doesn't provide, the certainty because of the variability of production. So we can kick in with our nat gas, nuclear, and other options. I've seen organizations talk about, who's going to build that sophisticated microgrid infrastructure in the future. Look, I was with the CEO of PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, the largest utility out in the East Coast. And what he wanted to get across to his team was, look, we could be MP3, just like we used to share music in the Napster years. You've got a little bit of wind, I've got a little bit of solar, you've got a little bit of, microgrid. Let's share our energy and create our own little microgrid. I think the issue of stranded assets, I'm seeing a lot of encouraging signs. Everybody knows where we're going and what we need to do to align to the reality of what comes next. Because the reality is this is not your grandfather's infrastructure anymore. It's smart, it's connected, it's wired, it's intelligent, it's AI driven, and boy, it's moving fast. So I gotta say, thanks to the folks from Fiera Infrastructure for inviting me in today. I'm actually a professional chartered accountant by background who became a futurist. So I've spent time at a lot of AGMs over the years, and I'm fascinated to see that you're taking the step to encourage others to think big and bold about where you're going with the future. Thank you for your time. Futurist Jim Carroll.
Meet Jim Carroll, a global futurist advising leading global organizations on the trends that matter. Many of the world's most prestigious organizations have invited him to share his insight with their leadership teams. An expert on innovation, recognized for his unique approach to accelerating new ideas. A creativity champion, even Disney booked him for his insight into creativity. He has a reputation for customized insight. No two presentations are ever the same. With vast industry experience, he will help you understand the deep issues affecting your future. He's a virtual virtuoso for those organizations that are focused on fast knowledge delivery. And he has a sustained in-person, on-stage track record, having appeared at numerous significant global events. His global recognition means that he is represented and booked by many of the leading speakers' bureaus worldwide. He has a powerful stage presence, and he has a client-centric focus. It's your event, and he will work to customize to your requirements. He covers a vast range of disruptive topics, keeping his research engine tuned to today's most important trends. Learn more. Visit his site at jimcarroll.com. Contact him today. Accelerate your future. Do it now.